Welcome to USF 2000 AI League Season 3 Championship Finale. A Novus race is coming out way later than expected. I just had things I had to do, and my overlays weren't working every time I try and put them up. It only worked once, and then I had to go somewhere about halfway through. Um, but anyways, one race left, and then we can finally get this season over with. Let's check your championship standings. Not a lot of movement up at the top, but only 25 points separates Jack Daniels and Karl Marx. Bob McFarland a little farther back. The top three are the only ones eligible for the championship coming in tonight. We'll talk about their championship scenarios later on. Then we got Christensen, Hubbard, O'Laughlin, Saucy, Pettigrew, Snoop Dogg, Icy Cow, Big Bob past Bone, and then Mon- uh, Baguette Boy past Jack Steersman, and then Edgelord and Broski swapped again. There's your track map right now. Alfredo Saucy, the only one to set a time with a 50.767. Gonna see if that time sticks anywhere or if it just won't. Karl Marx up to first with a 50.597. Steersman to second. Here's Karl Marx, second in the championship coming in, as Baguette Boy goes P1, knocking him to second. He needs a relatively good night tonight. He needs to finish above 8th in the race to have a chance at Daniels. So he's hoping for a perfect night. Jack Daniels only needs to finish second or higher to clinch the title. And then Bob McFarland, he's a long shot. He needs to finish above third to have a chance at the title. Karl Marx back into first with a 50.584. Yeah, Bob McFarland, he's going to have a lot of work to do if he wants to win the title. And then we have Icy Cow and Dylan Pettigrew back here side by side for a little bit. Auto Club is a very wide track. You can put many cars side by side. Win racing here. Currently both as I say that, McFarland sets a lap with 50.604 as Brennan Hubbard goes P1 with a 50.262. Jack Daniels, the only championship contender to not have set a lap, as he will go 8th, as Steersman goes first with a 49.786, almost a whole half second faster. Alfredo Saucy up into 4th. Martz goes 13th. Still waiting on O'Laughlin, Pettigrew, and Christensen to set a lap. So far, everyone within a second of the lead. Karl Marx and Brendan Hubbard have the same time displayed. Dylan Pettigrew 16th with a 1 minute .573. That's not really a real time. He came into pit road. McFarland getting a big draft from O'Laughlin. Then Ethan Martin 14th. Still no one getting close to Steersman's time. Down on the apron. As O'Laughlin goes 4th, McFarland goes 5th. As Karl Marx up into 2nd, Icy Cow into 10th. Christensen side by side with Baguette Boy, Brennan Hubbard coming out of pit road right there. He could get a good draft from these two cars in front. Hopefully he's going to be far enough back to try and get a draft. Icy Cow up to 4th, 50.328. Snoop Dogg up to 7th, Edgelord to 14th. As Dylan Pettigrew goes first, 49.689. Takes the lead by about a tenth over Steersman. Everyone within a second of the leader. Less than a minute left in our final practice of the season. Baguette Boy side by side with Christensen. Hubbard on the outside, Baguette Boy trying to go down the middle. I think people crossing the line now will be given at least one more lap. So these guys are going to come across, I think, barely in time. About Alfredo, he comes across the line, he'll get another lap. But Ethan, I don't think crossed the line in time. This will be his final lap. So everyone in front of Alfredo is currently going to get another lap. You can see him on the track map, the purple 77 that just came out of turn 2. Brennan Hubbard almost came up the track right in front of Baguette Boy. Could have been some heavy contact right there. Baguette Boy goes 7th, Christensen goes 8th. Brennan does not improve. Everyone within a second of the lead. People still coming in. A lot of red numbers at the top. If only Chad Broski could get up there, then it would just be a red party for the top 5. But it's only a red party for the top 4. think we're waiting on Daniels to cross the start-finish line for practice to be over. As here we go into qualifying, 5 minute. Try and get the best time. No one has even came on to pit road yet, but qualifying is going to be very important. So people like McFarland and Marks are definitely going to need to rely on this. Karl Marx just comes out with Edgelord right behind him, so Edgelord is going to get a draft, hopefully, off of Marx. Currently, these two are the only two out on track right now. Marx is not going to be getting a draft from anyone right now, but Baguette Boy is going to be coming out onto the track, but it doesn't seem like he'll be close enough to get a draft. And then he's going to blow by Martz, maybe, no. Doesn't look like it, actually. He'll slot in right behind. You can see Martz up there. Pink in the first sector. There's only 2 sectors on most ovals. The first sector is basically half of the front stretch, turns 1 and 2, and then the other half of the back stretch. And then the other sector is the rest of the back stretch, the rest of the front stretch, and then turns 3 and 4. So Karl Marx is going to see what he can do. 50.456, that will probably not stick. Edgelord slots in behind. Baguette Boy is the next person to be able to set a lap. He is coming to turn 3, but he's currently in the pink. As now Marks goes pink. Baguette Boy goes second, just wasn't fast enough in those last couple sectors. Gonna see what Marks can do. 50.028, that's currently first. O'Loughlin, he goes fourth. Christensen's gonna be up next. I think he's right behind McFarland in the track map. We're gonna see what they can do. Christensen second, McFarland fourth. Needs to get higher up if he wants to get in the championship battle. Here's Jack Daniels and Brendan Hubbard now right behind Marks. Daniels and Marks, championship rivals at the moment. This big group's gonna basically cross the line together. As Hubbard goes first, Daniels will go second. Currently time to beat 49.779, set by Brennan Hubbard. Laughlin went fourth. Fredo Saucy fifth. Christensen gonna be next to come to the line, followed by McFarland. Ooh, Steersman up to fourth. Pettigrew, he'll come across. Where will he go? He goes 14th, so not that quick. Baguette Boy in 7th. Here comes this group across the line. They're all in the yellow, except Marks had a little bit of green. It's not enough to go anywhere. Chad Broski 12th. Currently, Icy Cow was the only one to not set a lap, but he goes 10th. Snoop Dogg up to 11th. Bone goes 6th. Pettigrew now goes up to 13th. As it just jumps right into showing us the starting grid. But I think without further ado, let's look at it, because what else are we gonna do? Um, so yeah, 63 lap race tonight. Row 1, Brennan Hubbard, and championship leader Jack Daniels. Very good qualifying, just what he wanted. Karl Marx, however, is going to be starting third, right behind the leader. That's a pretty good spot to be in. Fourth is Steersman. Pretty good qualifying for him. And then row 3 is Tom O'Laughlin and Bone. Row 4 is Christensen and Baguette Boy. About the same time, actually, I think the exact same time. Row 5 is Alfredo Saucy and Bob McFarland. Then row 6 we have Icy Cow and Snoop Dogg. And then further down the field, we have Dylan Pettigrew and Ethan Martz in row 7. Row 8, Chad Broski and Big Bob. And then rounding out our field is Edgelord. So very close field tonight. All within a second of each other. Now let's look at your race info. Auto Club starting grid. 2-mile track, track temp 80 degrees. Pretty high altitude here in Fontana. Now the championship scenarios are replacing where the track fact would have been. Jack Daniels needs to finish second or higher to clinch. Currently where he's starting right now, that would give him the championship. Karl Marx needs to finish at least 7th. But if he does get 7th, he's going to need a lot to be able to win. And then McFarland needs to finish at least first or second. If he does not finish first or second, he will not be eligible for the championship unless he gets a lot of bonus points. Now, second would actually tie him in the championship, but how this goes, if it ties, it goes to whoever won the most races, and so far, Bob McFarland has actually won the most with 4. Karl Marx and Jack Daniels both have only won 3. It's going to be a very intense 63 laps, a little over 125 miles. Brennan Hubbard not eligible for a championship. He's currently 5th in the standings, I believe. He he doesn't really, I think he may want, it doesn't seem like he'd have any bias towards any of the top 3, but I think if he did, it'd be towards Jack Daniels. They have some kind of friendship off track. Karl Marx and Bob McFarland have a pretty high friendship off track. Um, but tonight the gloves come off. I think it's just going to be a very interesting night. I will be telling you throughout the race who's currently leading the championship. But unfortunately, my thing that tells me who's leading the championship doesn't factor in bonus points. So, gotta keep those in mind. Yeah, for Karl Marx, where he is right now in third, he would have needed Jack Daniels to be ninth or worse. But of course, Jack Daniels is second, so currently he is the championship leader. And then McFarland, where he's starting, is not eligible for the championship. Every point matters in this final race, as it is double points. Um, I've forgotten to say that, but it is double points, so instead of first getting only 50 points, they'll get 100. Bonus points do not double, just the main points. So second gets 80, then third place gets 70, and so on. Now they're coming around on the pace lap, all bunched up. Final race. This is basically it. After this, there's definitely plans for a fourth season, but maybe sometime come September. I'd definitely guess around September would be the next season, but there is plans for maybe a sports car season and a NASCAR truck series season. So join the Discord, it'll be in the description if you want to be a part of that. As here we go. Pace car pulls off. Brennan Hubbard going to lead us to green here in California. Already moving down to the apron. Daniels trying to stay side by side up there. Karl Marx now going to battle for position on the inside. Steersman way up high. He's going to get trucked up there. Daniels to the outside. Can he get any position? No, he can't. Steersman already down 10 spots since the start. Nobody's moved up more than 2 spots, as look at the big group behind us as Karl Marx now moved his way into second, but Daniel's still up there on the high side, but Marx gonna make it very close, as now he is going to take where Daniels just was. Karl Marx in second. He'd need Daniels to be 7th or worse to be able to get the title. Mark's getting a good run down the backstretch, but it's not enough to clear just yet. So we are 4-5 wide back throughout the field. Very close racing. There's no need to even bring up a track map right now. They're all in the same area. They're all going into turn 1. Mark's trying to go for the lead. 6 wide, back in the field. Oh, this is chaotic. Mark's trying to clear, can't get it done. But right now, as he stands, he is the championship leader. Daniels is just far enough back as now he has fallen to third. Gotta hang on to that high side spot that he controls right now. If he can do that, he can win the title. As O'Laughlin trying to peek to the inside. Daniels way up on the high side. Marks side by side, coming onto the backstretch. I think he may be able to get him this time if he gets just enough of a run. He's gotta try and clear. Not gonna be able to get there just yet. He's gonna have to wait for another lap. For right now, he is the championship leader. Karl Marx currently in the good spot as McFarland silently moved his way up to the front. He's the biggest mover, up 6 spots since the start. Marx needs to get there to the lead. I know it's possible to clear. I've seen VAI been able to clear themselves. It just takes enough of a gap. Jack Daniels now back up into the top 5. Brennan Hubbard almost losing it. He was all the way down on the white line. Currently, Brennan has led every single lap as here comes Jack Daniels on the high side. Mark's right there with Hubbard coming onto the backstretch. It's lap 6 of 63. He is ahead, Marks is ahead, but he will not be able to clear. There is a little bit of gap, but it would have been extremely risky, as now Jack Daniels on the high side. He's trying to attack. We definitely know Marks can do it. It just takes enough speed. Here we go again. Daniels on the high side. The high side. A little bit farther back this time than the last time for Marks. I don't know who has the fastest lap, but that plays a factor. Karl Marx currently right on the verge of championship. Just has to get to the lead. He is trying to hang on. Marks pushing, still not close enough. Marks almost loses that high side spot to Saucy. Definitely seems like the backstretch is the best place to pass. but he's gotta be close enough. As now Marks is in the lead, but will he be able to clear? It's gonna be close. Just needed a little bit more. As now we're 4 wide right there. Currently Jack Daniels in the championship spot right now. He's high enough. He makes Daniels go way wide if he wants to try and get around him. But this may hurt Marks' attempt at the lead as O'Laughlin tried looking on the inside. Not enough room. Here comes Daniels once again. Side by side, this one's not even going to be close. Brennan actually beat Carl down the backstretch this time. Karl Marx now comfortably in the championship right now. Daniels slid all the way to the back of the pack. You can see him back there, but he's been able to rebound. If he falls just a little bit back, he's been able to rebound, but I don't know if he'll be able to rebound from that far back. Karl Marx going to try again. Not close. If he can just hold on to that on-track position, he may be able to just keep going, but he needs Daniels to be far enough back. As Edgelord just set the fastest lap of a 49.936. So that's the question about where the fastest lap point has went. So far, nobody else has been able to score a bonus point besides Brendan Hubbard or Edgelord. No one's been close enough to a fast lap as Marks got pretty close again. You see Jack Daniels already trying to claw his way back up through the field. He's almost in the top 10 now. Marks is still pushing. If Marks takes the lead, then Jack Daniels would need to be second. So this is absolutely crucial for Marks right now. Oh, this one's gonna be close. I think he had it, but he just didn't go for it. Karl Marx, there was space right there, but he just didn't take the chances. Now O'Laughlin almost took Marx's spot, almost pushed him up the track. I think that was Marx's best attempt so far. I think Brennan has led every single lap so far. Gonna try again. Keep pushing. Not quite there this time. Didn't even clear him. As, oh, Broski is going to take his spot on that inside. Marks is going to get pushed back. Marks, he had so many attempts where he could have just gone for it, but now he left the door open as now O'Loughlin's going to poke out to the outside. As now O'Loughlin's gonna try for the lead. Karl Marx absolutely screws it up. As now he is going to the high side as there's contact deep in the field. I think it was between Big Bob and Alfredo Saucy. But now Marks just needs to hold on and hope he can get a good finishing position. And Daniels absolutely falls apart. As now Icy Cow is opening up the door. Doesn't seem like anyone was able to hold on to that second place for as long as Marks did. As they keep trading. Marks was just not aggressive enough as now he gets pushed back. He's facing the consequences. As now Daniels has an easy lead, but McFarland, he is now entered the top spots. But he would not win the championship because Daniels is not last place. Daniels would need to literally be last place if McFarland finishes second. So right now, Jack Daniels, currently your championship leader, just like that. As now, here comes Daniels. Goes by Broski as now he's going to try for the lead. You may actually be able to get it. He's right there. I think Daniels may actually be able to clear Brennan with ease. As yeah, Daniels to the lead. Fast enough. Takes the position. Now Daniels is your new leader. On lap 17. Broski's gonna now still be on the high side. He's still gonna keep trying. You see Marks back there way up on the outside. He is still trying, but I think it's gonna be definitely harder now that Daniels is there on the inside. Furry wide for the lead. Christensen up on the outside. No pass. Four wide back here. Marks needs to claw his way up through the field. So now Brennan Hubbard is challenging Jack Daniels to take his lead back. He's a little bit ahead through these turns, so he may actually be able to do it. In a good spot, He just needs to push. Not there. Jack Daniels will hold on to the lead. Currently accident free. Your biggest mover is Big Bob, up 11 spots since the start. Your biggest loser is Bone, lost 9 spots. Karl Marx trying to get up through the field, as now he is right behind Brennan. Brennan gonna try again. He's pretty close, I just don't think he's close enough. As they tried going 4 wide for that lead with Steersman and Christensen up there. Karl Marx now up right there. He's gonna try and go all the way around. This will not be able to work. I think he's got to fall in behind Hubbard, which he is not doing. As now Broski will take that spot, as Marks will fall through the field again. I think Daniels took the lead just because he got some kind of draft as 4 wide for the lead. Marks is actually up there along with Broski, but no pass. Hubbard's still side by side with Daniels. Hubbard and Daniels just fast enough as Saucy and Martz make contact. Fredo Saucy's made a lot of contact throughout the field today. I definitely think a caution will probably come out. It's just when they're beating and banging back throughout the field. All it takes is just a little bit of ping-ponging. As we see some more contact. There they go. Into the wall. No, Karl Marx involved. Alfredo Saucy and Ethan make contact once again. This time it involves Marks. Let's go back in time, see what happened. We're not going to get that good of a view here. Just seems like a little bit of beating and banging. Then Alfredo Saucy drives him up the track. Karl Marx is unfortunately there. That will be the end of Karl's championship hopes. Gone in an instant. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a better view. I think the helicopter will be pretty good. Here they were, just beating and banging, and then boom, sent him hard into the wall. But Brennan Hubbard took the lead just as the caution came out. He was on the high side and actually takes the lead. As he will stay out as we have a couple cars coming into the pits. McFarland's gonna lead them. Gonna see what their pit time is, see who's fast. Alfredo Saucy did get some pretty big damage from that incident. Farland in and out, just like that. 5.9. We have not seen a pit stop that fast. I don't know if he just took only tires or only fuel. We're gonna have to see. But Hubbard, Daniels, Broski, and Christensen all risk it by staying out. Your fastest pit stop was McFarland with a 5.9. You also see a couple in the 7s with Edgelord having a 7 and Big Bob with a 7.6. Your longest pit stop was an 11.7 from O'Laughlin. We're not counting Alfredo Saucy's. But yeah, if you look at the pit lap, the top 4 cars have not pit yet. So we're gonna have to see if they're trying to stretch to the end, or if the group at pit, if they're gonna need to pit again. Because I don't think there's any way the leaders are gonna be able to stretch. So far, your biggest mover is Chad Broski up 12 spots. It's Marks and Martz. Both come into pit lane. Absolutely devastating for Marks in the championship. He was just the innocent bystander right there, Ethan, and Alfredo Saucy had been banging into each other for several laps at that point. And eventually, it all just caved in. So Brennan Hubbard back into the lead, but has not pit yet. Um, Also, it does seem like with that accident, that may have just killed McFarlane's chance. Because he's going to need to hope that Daniels finishes even lower. So he's going to need to hope that Daniels crashes if he wants to win the championship. McFarlane can still take the McFarlane can still finish first. And he still can be eligible, but that definitely puts a damper on him. Because that basically erases the chance of second place and you still win the title. As pace car pulls off, here we go. Brendan Hubbard gonna lead us back to green. Green flag is back out. Daniel's already gonna try that outside. Got the draft. He's where he needs to be, so he may actually be able to do it. But McFarland on new tires, he's right there. He almost made the look down to the inside. Daniel's not quite there. McFarland's right in a good spot right now. He's got to try and take the lead, though. McFarland trying to make the look for the outside lane. Daniels just got there right in time. Edgelord did not get a good restart. He fell behind the field. He is trying to close back in now. But a bad restart for him. He's a little bit behind the field now. Now he did catch up though. As Daniels fell back, as now Pettigrew's going to go up here. Farland wasn't up there just in time, but Daniels is going to fall through the field. As now Pettigrew is up here. Edgelord, because of that, he sets the fastest lap with 49.433, so maybe he did it on purpose. But Edgelord turning some fast laps. Edgelord joined the season late and just has not had that great of a season so far. We see a little bit of side-by-side, wheel-to-wheel action between Big Bob and Christensen. It got very close right there. Is the chaos starting to happen now? Icy Cow now battling for the lead. Doesn't seem like anyone besides from Daniels or Marks was really able to hold on to that high side spot. So now Daniels trying to look for it again. Trying to get to the inside of Icy Cow. Can't get it to work. So far, Alfredo Saucy, Karl Marx, and Ethan Marks still have not come out of pit road. I don't think we will be able to see them anymore. And if they do, they're gonna be lap traffic. Big Bob trying to look for where Daniels is. Now Daniels is on that high side spot. Pushed Icy Cow out of the way. Icy Cow now falling through the field. Daniels He just needs to keep the car intact, pretty much, and he can win, unless McFarland wins. Him and McFarland now for the title. Hubbard has led most of the laps this race, but still needs to pit. I think he's hoping for another yellow. So far, the closest we've gotten to another yellow was Big Bob and Christensen were side by side, wheel to wheel. Got very close. Daniels now on the high side, trying to go for the lead. Still can't get it to work. As it is now completely dark here in California. The only source of light is from the stadium lights around the track. When we started the first practice session, there's a little bit of sunlight, but now it is all dark as we are over halfway through this race now. Daniels just still trying to get close, but hasn't been able to, as now Big Bob goes right behind Daniels. Maybe he's trying to do it for strategy, but he does leave that very inside line for Baguette Boy. Now up to second. Daniels still trying to fight that high side. Just hasn't been able to get it to budge anymore. The high side gods are angry. Baguette Boy currently holding on to third place. As now O'Loughlin's gonna come up right behind Daniels. Maybe trying to hope that he can budge a little. Still no one on the pit road has exited, as we are still 3 wide throughout the field, even though there was a wreck, still being just as competitive as before. Except I think Daniels is now gonna be a little less risky with his high side passes. As Brendan Hubbard will come into pit road. So what does that say for Daniels? Is now Baguette Boy's your leader. Baguette Boy just barely got to that line. Daniels has not pit. Oh, Daniels now going to try and take the lead on the backstretch. But I don't really think there's any point, as he's going to definitely need to pit. As Brendan's taking a while through pit lane. Jack Daniels. I don't know if the cars that pit earlier are going to be able to stretch to the end. As there goes Jack Daniels. We're currently still waiting on Broski and Christensen to pit. As Baguette Boy's now your leader. Now that the field's a little bit spread out, there's your track map. can see where everyone is. Gotta see how Brennan and Daniels merged together. Broski now to the lead. Broski's now in the lead, but is he going to use his position where he currently is to pit, or is he going to try and stretch? As he is going to stay out a little longer and hold on to the lead just to get some bonus points as Daniels comes out right in front of Brennan. Karl Marx just came on to the track, 14 laps down. Karl Marx is not eligible for the championship really anymore. He'd need a miracle. It's basically only McFarland versus Daniels, and McFarland needs some pretty big luck to be able to win. He'd need to try and take the lead as Broski's now going to peel off. Christensen, the only car to have not pit. So maybe he's just trying to stretch, because I don't know if these cars will be able to make it to the end. The cars that pit earlier, it's going to be very close on if they'll be able to make it. I'd say it's possible. But they're going to need a lot as Edgelord is right in third. Snoop Dogg on the outside. Snoop Dogg has one win, and that came at Imola. All the way back at race 4. Back when we weren't even broadcasted. Seems like Broski may come out a little bit behind Daniels and Hubbard. As Edgelord now in second. Christensen still has not pit yet. We're seeing if he's going to try and stretch a little bit longer. Maybe hoping a yellow can come out. Straddling the white line, will he come in this time? Yes, he will peel off. Christensen is now pit. So this is everyone that pit under yellow. But will all of these cars be able to make it to the end? Are there a couple that think they'll be able to stretch? .24 laps to go. As Pettigrew's trying to go for the lead around Baguette Boy. Bob McFarland's right there. If he takes the lead, Daniels could be in a worrying spot. This is definitely going to be McFarland's chance if he can get to the high side to try and pass for the lead. So the championship is definitely not over just yet. As Ethan March just came onto the track, Alfredo Sassi isn't even in pit lane. I think he was actually pulled off the race because he kept bumping into other cars, so Alfredo Sassi may have gotten penalized or something. Maybe they just parked him. Rough way to end the season for Alfredo Sassi. He had gained a lot of points later in the season, started passing some more cars. So 10 cars did pit. earlier in the race. This is who they are. They're out here. I think they'll be able to stretch, but I'm not quite sure. I think if they are able to stretch, they just need to hope that caution doesn't come out, so those leaders don't come back to them, because those leaders have been pretty quick throughout this race. Dylan not going to get a good enough of a run out of turn 2 to be able to take the lead this lap. We're coming to 20 to go. Currently, how they stand, Jack Daniels is still the lead, as now McFarland's going to be able to get onto that high side spot. If he takes the lead, McFarland will currently be in the championship lead. So McFarland's going to need to fight hard, as this will be his shot to get the championship. If they come onto the backstretch, will he be able to pass? He got very close, but not able to pass. He just needs to hope that somebody doesn't take that spot from him. Icy Cow trying to go into that spot. McFarland kind of jolts over just to prove that, hey, this is my spot. Oh, he may have just left the door open for Pettigrew. What's he doing? But he closes the door once again. Just a little bit of a gap and somebody can go for it. Not going to be able to get it this lap, though. I think was a little too far back. Yeah, he's not even just edging out Baguette Boy that lap. He's going to need to wait. Ten cars still currently eligible for the win. But if a caution comes out and they all pit, gonna get very close. McFarland still just trying to go to that lead, but he just keeps pulling up way too high and leaving the door open. He needs to get more comfortable with that outside lane spot. Because if he takes the lead, currently he'd be the championship leader, but right now Jack Daniels is still the championship leader. So his championship currently rests right here on if he'll be able to get the pass done. He keeps moving higher up, and that's leaving the door open for Pettigrew. Gonna have to see if he'll be able to make it this time. I don't think he'll be able. Yeah, just too far back. Gonna see how close he'll be able to get. Just barely next to Baguette Boy. As he leaves the door open for Pettigrew. Gotta move down, dude. Gotta move down. Your championship relies on this. I think McFarland may have just screwed up his chances. No, yeah, he's definitely lost that spot now. McFarland could have had a chance to go for the championship, but he just completely failed at it. Daniels is still your championship leader. Icy Cow now trying to go for the lead. It's currently the leader right now, but Baguette Boy will pass him in the turn. Still not over for Bob McFarland, however. We still have a lot of laps left for him to be able to claw his way back up to the front. Currently, he's in 7th, dropping down to 8th. He needs to get up there. Isaac Cow on the high side. Still trying to get around Baguette Boy as now he leaves the door open. Who's going to take it? Is it going to be O'Laughlin? No. It's going to be Bone who's going to take that spot. Bone and Baguette Boy have kind of been going back and forth in several of these oval races. I think Kentucky, maybe Chicago if I can remember. I'm not quite sure though. Jack Daniels all the way back in 14th. Definitely not the race he had planned. But still gonna give him the championship on where he currently is. 14 to go. Time slowly running out. McFarland needs to try and get into that good spot, but now O'Loughlin's gonna pull up to that spot, so McFarland just still needs to hope that these cars keep pulling out as there goes Bone. He's now gonna be right behind O'Loughlin, so he definitely has a chance. Snoop Dogg down on the apron, tried to get to the inside of Baguette. McFarland washes up the track, giving up the position. Just a lot of mistakes from McFarland. He needs to pull it together if he wants to be able to win the title. So now he's in a good spot. O'Loughlin gonna pull up a bit. I think McFarland needs to hope someone doesn't pull out in front of him, because then he'll be able to take that spot. Oh! Contact between Dylan Pettigrew and Edgelord. McFarland was not able to get there in time, as now Snoop Dogg has that high side spot. Pettigrew and Edgelord touch wheels and almost crash. That was a Code Brown moment if I've ever seen. McFarland just trying to get into a good spot. He's the only guy in this group eligible for the championship, and he's just not being aggressive enough. If he truly wants his championship, he needs to start pulling it together. Snoop Dogg currently on the high side, only one win this season. Baguette Boy's got a couple wins this season. Big Bob right there in third has none. If McFarland wins, I think this will be his 5th this season. Can't remember all of his wins, but I remember some. McFarland now dropping back through the field as we come to 10 to go. Still not being aggressive enough. Here comes Steersman on the high side. Steersman has no wins this season. This group's kind of like the underdog group. All of them kind of just been underdogs this season. I think uh, maybe just been overlooked by the championship leaders, by the guys that have been doing very well. And they're either out or basically 32 seconds back. While these guys are going into turn 3, they're just crossing the start-finish line. So unless cars need to pit, this will probably be your final top 10. Farland currently in 10th. He needs to start moving up because he's got a championship on the line. Bone up high. He'll actually lose the spot to Pettigrew. Pettigrew's now going to be able to come up. Big Bob trying to look to that inside of Baguette Boy. Now if a caution comes out, that group can just come back up here. So that's why McFarland needs to try and go to the lead as soon as he can. For right now, he's all the way back in 9th. Not making a good enough effort to claw his way through the field. Icy Cow now into 2nd, Big Bob 3rd, Edgelord 4th, and then Dylan Pettigrew is currently 5th. That is your top 5 as of now. As now Bone sneaks into the top 5. Big Bob currently on the high side, as he will now lose that spot to Icy Cow. Maybe. No, I think Icy Cow's gonna move back to that inside. The only guys that I've seen been able to hold on to that high side was Marks, Daniels, Hubbard, Pettigrew, and McFarland. Icy Cow's gonna try again. But I think he's just gonna move back. I think he pulled out at the wrong time, but I think he'll be able to do it. 7 to go. Can Baguette Boy get another win? Only a couple laps left. McFarland has to try and get up here. He's just still not putting in the effort as Baguette Boy comes to pit road. That gives Pettigrew the lead. Could the leading group not stretch it to the end? Oh no. This opens up a lot of opportunities. Pettigrew silently sneaking away from the field. I think they'll catch him. Icy Cal now into 2nd. Will these guys be able to hold on to the lead? Or will they all need to pit? Can some of them stretch? We saw Christensen try and stretch as long as he could. Edgelord comes in. He's the next car to pull off. We're down to 8 up here. Jack Daniels now moving up through the field. McFarland has to go. Five to go. 5 laps to go. Can any of them make it all the way to the end? Will anyone pull off this time? Doesn't look like it. Four to go. Four to go. Will any of them be able to make it to the end? Daniel's now back into a spot where I think he's just trying to get back into a good spot to where he can still win the championship, even if McFarland wins. Can this group be able to catch up? Sorry, my mic went out. McFarland had to come into pit. Steersman, Big Bob. Will this group be able to catch? But it's two to go. Four have not pit. Will they all be able to make it to the end? Will any of them need to pull off? As we're coming to one to go. Bone pulls off. Icy Cow pulls off. It is O'Laughlin and Snoop Dogg. Currently still out. Which of them will be able to win? They're pushing as hard as they can. Championship's definitely in Daniel's hands. Two underdogs. O'Laughlin trying to draft. Who's it gonna be? This definitely is setting up for a photo finish. Here they come. O'Laughlin needs to pit. The only car that remains that was able to conserve. Snoop Dogg wins in the final race. The only car that was able to stay alive. And then back here, we have Jack Daniels. Right behind him, you see Karl Marx. Jack Daniels was able to pull together a great second half of the championship, which is now why he is your Season 3 champion. Jack Daniels wins Season 3. Was able to pull together the perfect second half. So that is the end for Season 3. Congratulations for Snoop Dogg getting their second win this season. And then congratulations for Jack Daniels pulling it together in his rookie year. That's something we have overlooked. He is also the Rookie of the Year. Highest placing rookie in the finishing championship standings. People pulling up besides him to congratulate. We got Christensen. Pettigrew gonna congratulate him. what a season it has been for Jack Daniels. He started it off very rough. Was maybe down like 6th or 7th in the championship, but just later in the season was able to pull it all together. Was always a factor in these last few races. Now he'll pull in to pit lane for the final time. Hopefully we'll be able to see him once again in Season 4 for him to be able to defend his title. I hope we see everyone that signed up return. Maybe with multiple cars, who knows. As now, let's take a look at your finishing standing, well, not finishing standings, your final results. Snoop Dogg, the only person that was able to stretch their fuel all the way to the end. O'Laughlin looked like he could have been able to do it. I think if he, I don't know why he even came into pit road. He should have just kept going. Would have actually been a photo finish, but the AI decides how they finish. Brendan Hubbard snags 3rd place to get his final podium of the season. Jack Daniels, your champion. He'll finish 4th. Chad Broski 5th. John Christensen finally loses his 3 streak of second places. He'll finish 6th today. Dylan Pettigrew's 7th. Jack Steersman finishes 8th. Bone 9th. Icy Cow will finish 10th. Baguette Boy 11th. Bob McFarland could not stretch all the way to the end. He'll finish 12th. He he was the underdog coming into tonight. He'll finish 12th. Big Bob 13th. Edgelord 14th. Rough night for Karl Marx. He was up there, kept trying to battle for the lead in those early laps, then was caught up in a crash that was not his fault. It was triggered by Ethan Marks and Alfredo Sassi, who finished 16th and 17th. A rough night for him. But that is the end of Season 3. Jack Daniels is your champion. If you want to see the final standings, join the Discord. They'll be posted there uh, in a little bit. Um, yeah, join the Discord. Uh, you'll get some more championship championships blech, action. UAL Season 4 is already in the planning stages. Um, there's also plans of maybe a sports car series and a NASCAR truck series, and possibly uh, iRacing AI leagues will be able to get their own broadcasting uh, channel, which I may make very soon. So just stay tuned on this channel to see if that gets uploaded. But thank you all for a very great season. Once again, congratulations to Snoop Dogg for winning, and of course, Jack Daniels for the championship. Thank you to everyone that signed up. So that was a great season. Hopefully, I'll see you all in Season 4.